Hello my friends and welcome to Terror from the Void. I said that there wouldn't be any more Phoenix Point on this channel at the end of the last campaign, and and I meant it, but basically Starsign, who is the channel's biggest sponsor, he's sponsored the channel for like 3 years, is the reason why you had 3 videos a day instead of 2. More or less. I used to do a bonus video kind of thing for support. So we got some extra videos each month. But Starsign sponsored a whole extra track. And he asked if I could do a campaign for this mod. Because he will, you know, his home circumstances have changed. He's no longer able to sponsor the channel at that kind of high level anymore. So this will be the last sponsored campaign from him. And he wanted to see if this mod had fixed some of the issues with the game. Because, and I agree with this, the game is... Phoenix Point was fun to play. So, let's just talk about some of the history of Phoenix Point on this channel. I played it when it first launched on the hardest difficulty. I plowed through it. And it was one of the buggiest... just absolutely like most unstable, most buggy games you'd ever played in your life. It crashed relentlessly. There are all kinds of weird errors and problems with throwing grenades or not being able to move onto floor tiles. There was one mission in particular that was so buggy. I looked at other YouTubers on how to beat it, and it was so buggy that it gave away to me that certain YouTubers were not legitimate gamers. They were actually pretending like this was their first time playing, or that they were playing Iron Man, and that actually they were re-recording over and over and over until they got a good take, because there was no way to approach the it was the Synedron rocket launch mission. There was no way to approach that mission blind and not have the game crash, because if you approached the main objective, the game crashed. If you used electric reinforcement or any other kind of buff power on that mission, the game would crash. If you used too many grenades, the game would crash. The only way to do that mission was to basically hole up in a building somewhere and just wait for all the enemies to come to you. You didn't even have to do the objective, because the objective was to protect the rocket, and the aliens were supposed to go after the rocket, but they don't go after the rocket. They're bugged out, so they just sit there. Anyway, there was no way to approach that mission without getting a crash, unless you knew all the various things that triggered a crash. When I did that campaign on this very channel, I was literally writing a shopping list of things of like, okay, this causes the game to crash, this causes the game to crash, there was like 3 attempts of the mission on the channel where it crashed, and each time we were like working out, oh, this causes it to crash, this causes it to crash, this causes it to crash. Every shopping list of things that caused the mission to crash. We eventually beat the mission and eventually beat the game. But the tragic thing about it was that Phoenix Point, at its core, was fun to play. It was fun to play. That was the worst part about it. Anyway, I did another campaign on the channel, because people said, oh, you know, all the bugs have been fixed, all the problems have been fixed. There was a load of DLC. They released like 3 DLCs at the time for the game. The game was looking complete. Why don't you play it again? So I played it again. But all the DLCs were just kind of tacked on, and they punished the player for enabling them. Especially the Festering Skies DLC was just absolutely horribly balanced and completely teeth-pullingly unfun to play. And the funny part was the base game is not that long, and you could just play the base game, as in unlock the necessary bits of tech, pacify, that's the word I'm looking for, pacify a a Cilia, a Pandoran queen, and get the requisite technology, basically, to then fight Yagaluth, which is the end boss, and win. And so I finished that campaign on the final mission, but I didn't finish the final mission. It was exactly the same as the final mission from the first campaign. But I just made the point that you could start every DLC. You could start the Blood and Iron, the Pure DLC. You could start the Ancients DLC. You could start the Infested Skies DLC. You could start them all and not finish any of them. And it didn't matter. It didn't matter whether you started them or not. It didn't matter whether you finished them or not. So I just left everything unfinished. And then I went to the final mission and left that unfinished too. And I was just really making a statement about how, you know, a game that is otherwise fun to play just has these massive structural problems where it's just all tacked on. And the game just feels really unfinished. It just feels like someone made 4 different games and didn't finish any of them. That's what the DLCs felt like. They just feel like 4 completely different games, completely unfinished, just slapped in, and so I ended the game unfinished. And I think most of you appreciated the poetic nature of that finish. Some people were a little bit mad that I didn't finish the game properly, but I mean, all I had to do was beat the last mission and I would have won, right? I know some people were in it to see, maybe they were in it to see how each DLC ends, but I mean, it wasn't terribly exciting stuff, let's be honest. And so now, here we are, 7 minutes into this video, with Terror from the Void, which is a mod, a complete overhaul, which apparently was good enough that Snapshot Games themselves were willing to advertise it. And so the real question is, has Terror from the Void, has it fixed Phoenix Point? Has it fixed its problems, its structural issues, and all the rest of it? Because it claims to have done so. Right, I'm going to... I haven't played this. I loaded it up just to check that the mod works, but I haven't played this since the last campaign. I was not 4K when I last played this, but I am 4K now. Okay, perfect. Now we're cooking with 4K. Hopefully that doesn't affect the recording in any way. Shouldn't do. Okay. Now, one thing I did note when I was checking this was when you start a game, let's go on the hardest difficulty. Should I put the skins on or not? Do they expect me to put the skins on or not? This is right. This is the thing. I'm not sure about the expectations for the mod. Because when you click Start Game here, so I'm just going to leave everything default but put it on the hardest difficulty. So previously, when I checked this, it asked me which DLCs to enable.
Was founded on October 24th.
All right, Phoenix Project has gone down. I'm Alistair Ashby, the Mist Expert. Thanks for watching my content back in the day, I guess. A few of us managed to get to this bunker and activate emergency beacon before we were overrun by creatures that follow us here. We've got this place mostly up and running thanks to Elenia. She's quite the wonder kind. Yes, I remember you. Surprising to meet you here. Harper Alistair is good with people, I'm good with machines and software. This facility runs on an AI called Bennu. Once Bennu verifies your credentials as duly appointed director, all functionality should be restored. You should be able to interface with the system. Okay. So when I checked this to see if it was working, it asked me which DLCs to enable, and I just wasn't sure. But this time it's not asked me. It's just gone into the game. So that's interesting. Okay. Alright, well the mod definitely seems to be working because we've got different skills here that I've never seen before. Okay. Yes, I was gonna say, I wasn't sure which DLC to enable. But the mod seems to have just gone through that without actually asking me. Unless it was on that first screen. Let me just double check. I don't want to make a mistake with the mod and yeah, there's nothing here. There's nothing here that indicates that you should enable or disable DLC.
The Phoenix Project was...
Okay, fine. I guess it works. Right, let me just load the... Oh look, end of episode 112. That was my old campaign. I was gonna just load my first save game there. I wonder if you start with the same... Nope. No, that's the same. Maybe you get the same characters each time as well. Okay, we start with 4 guys. And that's it. Right, I'm just going to presume that the mod is working, so let's just, let's play. Wow, this starting base is horrible. Provides 3 security personnel during attacks on this base. Huh. All soldiers at the base, even assigned to an aircraft, gain 2 experience points per hour. That's one of the better buildings. If you're gonna build food production, you should build it right at the very beginning. Because it takes a long time for it to pay off. Okay. Ugh, starting in Antarctica, this issue with like scrolling the map on the equator. Basically, the game handles scrolling really nicely around the equator, and the further you get away from the equator, the harder it becomes to scroll neatly, until you get to this weird kind of, you know, frustration where it friggin' spins on the bottom. Why would you force us to have this base down here? It's maddening. Speaking of which, does this base actually have a radar? Yeah, okay, good. Bit weird that it didn't. I guess you're going to need another base very quickly. Ah, yes, I see that the game still does the thing where it unpauses automatically. Like, unpause when I tell you to, not any other time. Never unpause. I will say when to unpause. It's fine until you get 2 aircraft, and then you start losing time all the time, so better to nip that in the bud now. Fort Terminus is a haven run by New Jericho, which means normally things are quiet and under control, but right now there's an emergency, a group of soldiers on a killing spree. It began with strange dreams, voices heard in the night. A local doctor tells her operatives it could not detect any physiological changes, and there were certainly no signs of infection, but their behaviour simply cannot be explained by PTSD or similar conditions, which we at New Jericho are sadly quite familiar with. It's like something has driven them mad. If we stop these soldiers, New Jericho will undoubtedly be grateful for us. This is one of the worst missions to start the game with. This is absolutely one of the worst missions to start the game with, because New Jericho have got heavy armor and good weapons. Early Pandorans are really easy to deal with. So in the base game, this mission is like... I think it's like 1 psychic guy and 4 New Jericho soldiers. They're not easily dealt with. Plus they have a great position in this base.
I'm going in.
I can make a difference.
Oh, we start with that god-awful lawnmower gun.
My turn.
I totally forgot about that.
Let's make this happen.
I'm on the move.
I can make a difference.
Here we go.
Rolling out.
I really hate placing Overwatch in this game.
Nothing's getting past me.
Cover is kind of meaningless in this game, in that the AI typically won't shoot unless it's got a shot that will hit you, and it's not like a flat buff, it's actually calculated, so...
I'm prepared. There!
Why did you open the door? Oh, don't tell me I've got like automatic door opening on. Maybe it's just automatic now. I'm a bit rusty. Wow, this is going to be a problem. Oh well. Wow, I barely scratched him.
Here we go. My turn.
I'm here.
Hello. Toasted.
No choice but to keep going. I just need to catch my breath.
This room is a bit of a pain in the ass.
Area covered.
Let's do this.
So yeah, the problem with Overwatch is the New Jericho troops, they just start with very heavy armor, so Overwatch shots that are just placed anywhere are going to do very little damage. But what can you do? At this early stage in the game, you don't have any of the abilities that let you... This is classic XCOM stuff, in that the beginning of the game is the absolute hardest bit. And which missions you get early on affect the difficulty hugely.
My turn.
Ugh, they're all over me. Ah, there he is. Told you, four New Jericho troopers and a psychic screamer.
I'm here.
My turn. I can make a difference.
He's not proficient with that
My
handgun.
turn.
And yet, I get the feeling that he'll still hit me.
Check this out.
Ah, that Overwatch.
My turn.
Channel open.
The fact that this guy got de-will powered on the first attack.
What's our plan?
means that I can't really leave this position.
I can make a difference.
My turn. Operative on the move. Looking for an angle.
I suppose one thing about getting one of the hardest missions first is, assuming I survive it without losing too many or any operatives, I will get a lot of nice gear out of this.
I'm going in. Come get some.
There's funny noises in this game, like the sound of a balloon being deflated, like.
My turn.
This guy's too far away. I can't kill him in one hit. 160 HP. So the absolute most the rifle can do is 60, 120, 180. But obviously he's got armor, so... You kind of don't want to be in line of sight of these guys because they'll shoot twice as well. They'll use all their AP for shooting. I think I'm going to lose the sniper. If I knew that they were just going to run at me, I would have stayed outside. Normally they stay in the building and they don't come out. I don't know if this mod has changed the AI at all. Go on, shoot at the heavy. Okay, that's very little damage. But yeah, aimed for the head.
I can't take this anymore.
My turn. Fire.
Seriously injured and in need of assistance.
In TFTV, when one of your operatives gets a body part disabled in tactical once back in the geoscape, stamina will be reduced to 0. Healing the injured body part in tactical will not prevent this effect. Stamina will also be set to 0 when the character gains a mutation or a bionic augmentation. Oh great, so you're
I'll be
punished
okay.
extra hard for getting injured. He can either move or recover.
Comms online.
I can make a difference.
So I've got two characters who are completely drained and one character that's mind controlled.
Steady.
He can shoot though.
Steady.
Alright, there goes his screaming head. Unfortunately, the heavy is not fast enough to actually get out here and kill this guy. Okay, as much as I want this weapon, let's see if I can take it out. Okay, there's not much I can do here. Too many mind-controlled characters. Or, will-depleted characters.
Opening fire.
Okay, he's bleeding to death, so...
Looks dangerous.
Gonna get it now.
One
Hey,
last
the
one.
lawnmower got one. We're back in the game. Now I see that the AI still sucks at shooting at weird angles. Ooh, I think she's dead. No! That was lucky.
I just need to catch my breath.
This is a horrible mission to start the game with. Don't tell me he's out of ammo. Oh man, there's no ammo? I thought you came with at least one magazine. Okay, well... any weapon is better than no weapon. Okay, he didn't drop his gun. Not enough AP to do anything. Just get around the
Heading
corner.
out?
I may have to melee characters to death.
Opening fire.
Ow! Oh, equipment disabled. Alright. He's dead.
Acquiring target.
Ah, just let him go. If he's on full retreat mode, I might just let him go. No, just wait around the corner. I should be able to shoot him through the window without him being able to shoot back. Except I wasn't able to. Did you just die? No. Okay. This is what I mean now. Without the lawnmower. Wait a minute. I didn't even damage him at all.
Channel open. Targeting. Acquiring target.
See, look at how difficult it is to actually do any damage. I may have to use a grenade.
My turn. Opening fire.
Fall back! Fall back!
How many AP is that? No ammo? No, I've got a magazine. Oh, no action points.
Receiving loud and clear.
That's the issue.
What's the plan?
Okay, nothing I can do.
You're gonna get it now.
Okay. The only thing I can really do is bash him to death. I can't believe that this guy did not come with a change of ammunition. Like, seriously. I just presumed that the default loadout would at least be there. Take 4 AP to close the distance on that guy.
Do I have cover?
If he detects me before he gets closer, I'm dead.
Enemy spotted.
Got you. Oh! Oh, it actually cost me 2 AP to get out there. And I don't think I stunned him.
I can do this.
Oh, is he running for the exit? That's fine if he does that.
Sprinting.
Let's go get that hand grenade. Wow, that's a horrible mission to start the game with. All EXP on one guy. Actually, it's shared between guys in this. I'm in an almost impossible position to begin with here.
I had always assumed the Phoenix Project would return one day, even
Yep.
after Symes disappeared. It seems to be the defining pattern of your history. Fall, then rise again. I wonder if this
Alright,
points
this
to
is
an
just
underlying
part of the normal
weakness
plot, which I'm sure you've
or
all
an
seen before.
underlying strength. I suppose time will have to tell. Time and the choices you make. After all, you are not necessarily defined by what has come before. You can be whatever your will allows you to be. That is the essence of the human experience.
What happened to these soldiers was disturbing.
That is why I did not intervene. We could have stopped those soldiers ourselves easily enough. But I needed you to see, to understand that far more is at stake here than just our ecosystem or our genetic purity. We are being robbed of what makes us human, our will. I fear neither the utopians at Synedrian nor those Anu fanatics really understand that. If you can recognize the real nature of the threat, perhaps we can work together on stopping it.
Okay. I don't believe I have any ability to recruit so early. This character's immune to Psychic Scream. Let me just double check something. This is like a really bad start and I'll probably have to restart. Getting this mission as your first mission is really, really horrendous. Like, as I said, you are completely outgeared by New Jericho early on. Their weapons are just better, their armor is just better. Oh, is this all the stuff we got from the first mission? Quite a few rifles. Some of these are the promotional skin weapons, which it's questionable as to whether you want to enable these or not, because they do affect the balance, but I don't know whether the mod has been balanced around you having them or not having them. So you only get 10... I feel like the game might have been balanced around having them, because you only get 10 rounds. The promotional weapons come with 50 cans originally. You don't seem to start with any magazines for the lawnmower, as I liked to call it back in the past. You don't seem to start with any ammo for it at all. They didn't, those New Jericho boys, they didn't drop any of their equipment either, which is also terrible. Right, anyway, I'm going to have to almost certainly do a fresh start, because, as I said before, that mission is horrendous to start with. And they all just came at me, which it didn't normally happen on that mission. Normally they just stayed where they were. So I don't know if the AI has changed on them or not, but I'm very rusty when it comes to this game anyway. So There's no way to recover from only having one guy so early on. It's not... So, one thing I want to say is, it's not such a big deal to lose your early characters. As long as you don't lose them as early as I did. Because, at least in the base game, they were debuffed. They basically had worse stats than the characters that you could just recruit. So, you wanted to replace them, unless they had like amazing passives. You wanted to replace them as soon as possible because they started with less skill points. But you can see, look, just after finishing one mission, there's an opportunity to amp up your characters a fair bit. Okay, anyway, that's it for the first episode. I will probably restart. We'll see if the first mission is always this one. If it is, if the AI comes at you, then I'll just find a better position and just shoot them from distance, because they don't have a sniper. So you can just keep your distance and snipe them. Though those New Jericho rifles are not very accurate. So normally the best way to play against them is to just keep your distance. It's either to keep your distance or to do what I did and get real close. But your stats are so terrible at the beginning that like a single psychic scream just shut my team down, apart from the one guy that's immune to it. And I'm gonna also have to take account of the fact that you don't get any ammo for this, so I'll have to buy some ammo for it. That's gonna change my approach to the start. Normally I always remember you starting with at least a small amount of ammunition for every weapon, and every character had at least one magazine. But that doesn't seem to be the case in this mod. That's kind of cool. What kind of helmet is this anyway? I don't remember you getting this stuff. Massively increases perception, which is an interesting choice. Yeah, on the hardest difficulty as well, you probably noticed during the battle, the AI relentlessly targets the head. So, skimping on head armor is actually extremely risky. Okay, that's it for now. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys next time.